Hey everyone, I'm just going to do a quick behind the scenes look at my 32 channel Lightorama Christmas light show. So everything is pretty much done here at this workbench. I got my laptop here with, of course, all the Lightorama software. I got my Ethernet serial cable going all the way down. It's two 20-foot 5 cables with a little splitter in between. It goes to my box number 1. I'll show you guys that later. I got here my little 3.5mm cord going to my FM transmitter. Now this one was probably the hardest thing about the whole setup. This is my first year doing it. Was figuring out what FM transmitter to get. After doing a lot of forum searches, I came up with this mobile black box, the V6000. Now many people always say I'll go with the stereo, don't ever get mono. Now this is a mono one. And it works just fine for me. I've had no problems with it. I don't even need a secondary antenna. I just have the basic antenna that goes here. Now it does come with a separate antenna with about a 10-foot long, I believe, cord that actually extends up if you wanted to put it outside. Mine broadcasts about 500 feet from this workbench. I did have it outside originally, but it transmits just fine. Using it goes down the block just fine. So if anyone's looking to get one, I believe it's like $100 or so on their website, and it is the mobile black box V6000. So let's go ahead and look at where my Lightorama boxes are actually hooked up at. Here's that serial cable I was talking about. A little bit about my wire control later. So these are both boxes here. They're into one outlet. I believe it's a 15 amp outlet here in my garage. Now I am running all LEDs, so I'm able to do this. Like I said, this is box 1, box 2, and it's a 32 channel, so I really aren't putting out much voltage right now. So maybe later on in a few years I'll have to change it up, go to a, all box 1 and then another one with box 2 or so on and so forth. But for right now, no breakers trip, nothing going on. Like I said, 2 extension cords, and we'll follow them to the boxes. Now, one thing this year, I deployed, so I had to hurry up and put all my lights up. I came back first week of December, so next year I am going to control it a little bit better. But my wire control, a lot of videos say this is the most important part, and I think it is too. So I got some zip ties, kind of zip tied along so my daughter doesn't trip, make it look a little neater. But next year for sure I'm going to figure a way to make it look a lot better. Of course, once you get closer, it's a rat's nest, and I'm gonna buy a few more boxes. So I can only imagine people that have 8, 9 boxes, the amount of extension cords and what they have to do. So I got box number 1 here, box number 2 here. One thing I learned on the YouTube videos is make sure you label everything. Labeling everything is key. So for instance, I got 13 here, and I labeled the cord box 1 channel 13, and it's for everything. It kind of keeps it going a little neater. So I really do recommend that. Most of my extension cords are regular 6-foot or 3-foot extension cords that you can buy at any kind of convenience store. This is what they look like here. I did go ahead and buy SPT2 wire as well, 500-foot spool, as well as the adapters for them, the male and the female, and that really did come in handy, being able to make your own extension cords. There's many YouTube videos on how to do so. So I do recommend buying SPT 1 or 2 wire in the connections form. Really helps out. So let's go ahead and start looking at the props I have. Like I said, I only have a 32 channel prop music show, so it's not too much, but it gets the job done. So here's the SPT2 wire that I was talking about here. I got it zip tied about every 6 feet or so. Kind of keeps it organized. So here I have 5 trees. 4 3-foot, I believe, 3.5 foot, and then 1 6-foot tree here in the middle. Now, a lot of people build their own using tomato cages, which I did last year before I started doing the whole Lightorama thing. But I just didn't like the way they looked. So what I did is last year, and you can do it right now if you guys hurry up, is go to Walmart and buy these things. They're 50% off now. I believe these 3-foot trees only costed me about $10, and then the 6-foot was about $15. So they're really cheap right now. What I did is I put my own lights on them, just wrapped them up. I believe they're 3 strands of 100-foot strings, and I wrapped them myself. Each one is an individual channel. Now they are only white. This one I believe has 4 or 5 sets of lights on them. Now they are only white, so next year I'll probably be putting red on them as well, adding some channels. So it is only using 5 channels here. Along our driveway, we have C5 LEDs that run along all the way to the neighbor's side, and then back up. And we got it on the other side of the driveway as well, and around our bushes. Next year I'm probably gonna do like tomato chicken wire around these, if I can, if it'll hold, and do a little bit of display there. Around our garage we have C5 red, which actually come out pretty bright. And now all these are Lowe's or Home Depot bought after the season, so it's just store brand, you know, nothing fancy. Like I said, this year I hurried and used duct tape, which is extremely ugly. I'll be changing that next year. What I'm gonna do is use binder clips and just clip along the edge here, which I didn't think of until I saw a YouTube video on it. So next year it'll be a lot cleaner. Like I said, I had to hurry up and do it, so not my best work, but you know. And this is one channel here. Up there I got red and white using clips, channel each, go all the way across the roof. And I didn't do anything up top. I couldn't get up there. I don't think I'm allowed to because I rent. I wouldn't really recommend trying to get up there. I don't know, it's slanted, so maybe next year I'll figure something out. So like I said, up and around. And now we'll go to the front of the yard again. You'll see these driveway lights that go all the way around. And we'll go with our poles. So I have 6 channels on my poles. I have 2 poles. I do a little chasing effect. I have about a foot section here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down the row. It does pretty good effect. I thought maybe I needed more lights or more than 6 channels, but it actually does a really good effect. I'm actually happy with it. You know, using less channels is best. So I have 6 channels each on each pole. And here is my prized possession, which I love, is my Gingerbread Woman. My wife designed it. I kind of just put it together. I'll show you the back side, how she's made. She's really cheap. The most expensive part, of course, is the lights. She's about 6 feet tall, maybe about 5.5. I'm 6 foot, so 5.5, pretty close to 6. The coroplast, which is this black part right here, is from Home Depot. It's, I believe, about $15, maybe $10 for coroplast. It's just a plastic, white plastic that I spray painted. It's nailed in using these grip right nails. You find those, everything you find at Home Depot or Lowe's. The lights are extremely bright. They're from Holiday Light Express. Highly recommend. They are a little pricey, but I heard they last forever. They're extremely bright. I mean, 10 times brighter than the ones I have on my house. I'll show you the back side of her. So what I did is I took coroplast. I took a soldering iron and I punched out the holes. I got all the idea from fanamaze.com. It's the Singing Snowman. You can find him on YouTube. I took a solder iron, punched the holes out, and pretty much put her together like that. She's got, I believe, 6 channels, body, eyes blink, mouth moves. Her body is static, but her mouth moves completely. But that's the back side. Just use 2x4s to kind of make the post. Some pebble bags instead of sandbags to hold her sturdy. She's pretty good to go, and she's my prized possession. She is, I think, why everyone, you know, wants to stop. I have 2 songs that don't sing, and people kind of tend to leave during those songs. So next year, all songs will be her singing, and she'll probably have another friend too. I think in total she was about $200 to make. Takes up 5 channels, 5 or 6 channels. I believe it's 5. So she's worth it. I highly recommend doing it. Like I said, my wife just designed it real quick and punch out the holes. She's good to go. So last but not least, I'll show you my Tune 2 sign. So I got 2 floodlights, red and a green, that I bought on sale last year. Didn't really know what to do. When they plug in, they kind of have a delay of about 3 seconds. So I couldn't really use them to program any lights, because do an on portion and it doesn't take, come on at the right time. So I figured I would just have them constant on, shining on my Tune 2. Now this one was put together pretty quick. My wife designed it. Probably come up with another design next year, make it bigger for the 99.1. Like I said, this was made in the night when I came back from my deployment. All it is a little piece of plywood that's cut. Actually, I think it was bought a square. I just kind of flipped it around, nailed it to a piece of wood laying around, and anchored it to my tree. Next year it'll probably look a little bit better, but it does a job. And I got it connected to my SPT 2-wire that runs all the way up, custom light. So it's a total view of my house. Like I said, 32 channels. I think I have 4 channels extra that I haven't used, so I think it's like a 28 channel music show. So not too bad. Next year I'm gonna buy 2 more boxes, and another friend do a 15-foot mega tree off to the side. So we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope this helped.